Coming up on Citrus TV News, masks stay on. The new guidance from the CDC says vaccinated people can remove their masks, but Syracuse University says they will require masks on campus for now. Find out when SU plans to update their pandemic policy and hear what students on campus think.
And students are preparing for a finals week like no other before. We'll break down how students are coping with end-of-the-year stress.
Plus, Syracuse University's public health team is starting to change the COVID-19 testing system as students start to leave campus. We break down how SU monitored testing this entire year tonight on Live at 6.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
The CDC says vaccinated people do not need to wear a mask for most of the time indoors and outdoors. Syracuse University is still requiring masks on campus. Good evening, I'm Carmella Boykin.
And I'm Michael Furnari. Welcome to the final Live at 6 of the semester. Syracuse University will only update their policy once New York State updates their mask mandates. CitrusTV reporter Teagan Brown is on campus to break down SU's mask policy.
Thanks, guys. So for the entirety of the 2020-2021 school year, students at Syracuse University have been required to wear masks on campus, both indoors and outdoors. But it seems that there's a light at the end of the tunnel as the CDC has announced new guidelines. It says that vaccinated individuals do not need to wear masks indoors or outdoors in most situations. In response to this, Vice Chancellor Michael Haney released an email to students this morning. In it, he said that the New York State Department of Health will announce if, how, and when New York State's current mask policies will be amended in response to the new CDC recommendation. I spoke with students about how they felt about this message from the university.
And I believe it should be federally mandated, to be honest. I believe we should listen to the CDC guidelines as well, and I think campus guidelines should adhere to those guidelines as well.
I think if you're maintaining distance, then it's fine, and I trust the CDC. I think if they are sending out something saying that we should be allowed to do something, then New York should step up and follow that.
I mean, if the vaccine is as effective as they say it is, I feel like if you're double vaxxed, you should be able to not have to wear a mask around campus. That's kind of the perk of getting the vaccine.
Vice Chancellor Michael Haney said that the university will continue to watch health guidelines as they are released by organizations. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Teagan. New details from SU. 3 new student cases of COVID-19 on campus today. There's a total of 7 active cases as the semester comes to a close. 11 students are currently in quarantine.
And how does Syracuse University find these positive cases? Citrus TV takes an inside look into the journey of an SU COVID test.
A pretty end to an unpredictable semester. Campus is in full bloom, just a few more classes on Zoom. Man, is summer coming oh so soon. But before those last deadlines, we thought there was one weekly assignment that needed some review.
Now, while many students are preparing for no final exam surprises, there is one test that they are quite familiar with.
By now, Syracuse students and staff have made getting tested for COVID-19 a weekly routine. The revolving doors, the socially distanced lines, swiping your ID, that peaceful privacy booth, and dropping off the sample at the end. And for all that efficiency, you can thank Proof Ficalaro, who helped design and now oversees the testing center.
We do anywhere from 2,500 to 3,500 and in some cases 4,500 tests a day. So that volume actually puts us at one of the largest testing sites in the state of New York.
And for most students, this is where their part of the test ends.
But your saliva is on a journey that's within spitting distance. Okay, maybe 500 yards to this on-campus lab. It's in this room where the university's over 360,000 tests are processed, scanned, and grouped into bags of 12. Those bags are received by student poolers like Camille Juliana, where she
vortex them, that spins them all up and mixes all the things around, and then put a tiny sample of all 12 spit samples into a small tube.
And you know what's not happening in this lab?
Phlegm samples that can't be pipetted. The end of the tip is so small. We can't suck up your snot. It's just not how it works.
The pooled samples continued their journey across the science complex to a specialized lab. Each tube receives a reagent to help identify the virus before it is sent through the PCR machine. By pooling each person's sample with 11 others, this machine alone can process over 1,000 results in about 90 minutes. Deepa Singh, who runs the lab, couldn't be happier with the past week's results.
Last couple of weeks, there's a decline in the number of cases, and I think it's because of vaccination. We are hopeful, and I think the cases are going down.
And after putting up with all of our spit this semester, Kalaru knows that this was more than just a job.
So honestly, it's been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. The only reason we were able to do it is because of the amazing staff that works here. All the students come in every day and they put forth their best foot, and I'm thankful to be able to work with them.
A positive experience for him and a negative COVID test for me. Reporting from Syracuse, Ghael Fobes, Citrus TV.
Thanks so much, Ghael. I always wanted to know what that process looked like on the inside, so it's interesting to know. The Department of Public Safety is investigating a new bias incident on campus. In an email today, DPS says the incident happened on the promenade on Wednesday, May 12th.
DPS says someone unaffiliated with SU stopped by a group of students who were tabling for a club and made what they call bias comments about the club. These students said the person's, quote, erratic behavior scared them.
Today's the last day of classes for SU students, which means finals is right around the corner. CitrusTV reporter Nicole Aponte joins us from a Newhouse classroom where in-person finals are slowly becoming normal once again. Nicole, what can you tell us?
Thanks, Michael. So a classroom like this one in Newhouse would usually be filled with tons of students around this time of year. Now socially distanced and masked up, this is a finals experience no student has ever went through before. Finals week, the dreaded days where students study for their last exams and work on their last projects of the semester with their friends. This is the first time since the fall of 2019 that students have been on campus until the end of the semester, and they couldn't be more happy about it.
The fall semester when we got sent home and we had to have finals virtually, it was like all motivation was just sucked out of my soul.
When I'm at school, my mind is in study mode, my mind is in let's work hard and kill this final.
I feel more focused in a school setting. I think being at home, it's kind of like I could get distracted really easily. My parents or my sisters coming in to bother me.
Even though students are on campus does not mean all of their finals are in person. During this hybrid semester, online classes have translated to online assessments only. No matter what your next week looks like with exams and projects on the way, students are finding ways to cope with their mental health this finals week. Now, from working out at the Barn Center to having a socially distanced lunch with friends, you can find that students are doing just that. But students can still be found soaking up the Syracuse sun, playing some volleyball with friends, and even singing a song to keep their minds off finals week. But that's not all.
Definitely going outside when the weather is beautiful like it is today.
I still am a college student. I still need to live my life, so why not try and get a space outside and do work like that?
Having days like this to kind of let loose, that helps a little bit.
But finals week will never look like this again, with fully in-person learning resuming next semester. And if you are looking for some more activities to distress this weekend, the university sent out an email detailing events that you can take part in. For example, there's a pancake breakfast stress buster on Sunday morning and a roller skating disco party at the Shine Student Center. Reporting live from Newhouse, Nicole Aponte, Citrus TV News. Guys?
Thanks so much, Nicole.
And coming up, COVID-19 is changing typical end-of-the-year events. We'll show you how some students are adapting their favorite traditions.
Plus, students are seeing some rare sunshine in Syracuse today. Weather anchor Trey Redfield is outside on the Citrus TV weather deck with our first weather in 90 seconds.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck.
So it turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Carmella Boykin, Michael Furnari, Trey Redfield, Peyton Spellacy, and Nicole Aponte. Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News live at 6. Traditions have changed on campus due to COVID guidelines. Reporter Peyton Spellacy has more on how these events have evolved. Peyton?
Thanks, guys. I'm here right outside the women's building where behind me we have a silent disco and some other activities leading up to the virtual concert tonight held by University Union called Block Party. Along with Block Party, we had the Media Cup earlier today, which is a basketball game between the Daily Orange and WAER. Both these events are traditional events, but had to take a different look just because of COVID guidelines. WAER Radio and the Daily Orange had their battle head-to-head this morning for the annual Media Cup. While this year's Media Cup wasn't the same as it had to take place outside, players were still grateful for the opportunity to have the big rivalry game.
I didn't think for most of the year we'd be able to play Media Cup, so it's nice to be out here and get the opportunity to play regardless. We'll play in the carry down, we'll play at this park, we'll play anywhere. We'll play on grass, it doesn't matter. It's going to be fun either way.
For some seniors, the basketball game was less about the outcome and more about having one last big event with their friends before they say goodbye.
This is the best day of my year, so I'm grateful we got the win, but I'm more thankful this was able to happen.
Other events happening on campus have also had to take on a new look. Block Party, the annual music festival that concludes the school year, will be virtual, but is having some social distance in-person events leading up to the concert. The president of University Union still believes Block Party will have the same community aspect, just in a different way online.
Even though we're not able to do it in person and lose some of that community aspect, I think we've done a really good job of trying to continue to build that and still feel like you're a part of something bigger.
Virtual or in person, on a basketball court in Berry Park or in the Carrier Dome, these events are still bringing smiles to students' faces and upholding the tradition. Now tonight, Block Party is happening at 8 p.m. and you can still RSVP. They'll be featuring some great artists. If you go onto the Instagram link in the bio under University Union, you can join the concert tonight. Back.
Thanks so much, Peyton. As we head into finals week, it's important to take some study breaks on campus. Take a look at your weekend events planner. You can head to the Barnes Center to play Mario Kart at 7 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow around noon, Kennedy Ice Pavilion is hosting an open skate. And Sunday night at 7 p.m., you can pick up pancakes at the Shine Student Center. And speaking of taking a break, the weather outside today is fantastic for taking a break. I was out on the promenade. It was fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of got a little bit of that. You can kind of feel the energy coming back into the campus a little bit. It's nice. You're starting to see a few more people outside. The weather's shining. It's nice.
Absolutely. And here to tell us what we can expect going forward, if the nice weather's going to stick around, is Trey Redfield live on the weather deck. Trey?
Michael, Carmella, amazing might be an understatement for today. It has been like this from the AM all the way until the PM. So let's go with a word like pristine, because not only the students were enjoying today.
Me and Leia and Liv are outside enjoying the sunshine, enjoying our matcha. Leia likes to soak up the sun on any nice days that we get here in Syracuse.
You probably recognize that face. That's Tuesday anchor Tony Bianco with her friend Liv Conti, along with Tony's dog Leia. So not just the students getting out today, the dogs getting out as well. That video was taken when it was in the 70s, but right now 67 degrees with mostly clear skies. So enjoy today while you can, and enjoy the rest of the week while you can, because this nice weather is here to stay. I'll have more on that later in my Friday weather report. Let's take a look into tonight now. 55 degrees. It's going to be a very clear night, so a clear day leading into a clear night, but just a big drop in temperature, about a 12, 13 degree drop. But make sure you have your jacket handy just in case you may get surprised by this big drop in temperature. Now let's take a look into tomorrow. When you wake up, it's going to be about 61 degrees at 9 a.m. And then when noon comes around, you're going to see the 70s, and you'll see the 70s for most of the day, but a couple clouds here and there. But at the end of the day, the show goes on for the nice weather. And about this time tomorrow, things will look pretty nice at 69 degrees. That's all I got from the weather deck, guys. I'm going to kick it back over to you.
Trey Redfield, thank you. And now in economic news, retail sales slowed in April. According to a Consumer Department report this morning, economists say the numbers are lower than anticipated. That's after the economy saw a 10% surge in retail sales in March. Most economists expect sales to increase in the coming months as the economy begins to fully reopen.
And as Trey just said, it's a beautiful day on campus as spring turns to summer. And Trey Redfield will let us know what your finals week will look like with the forecast after the break.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Trey Redfield here, continuing your Friday weather report. Taking a look at the current temperatures right now. It's the case of the 60s across central New York. Lots of 66s. You got them in Rochester, Penn Yan, Elmira, and Rome. Also a couple 64s in there. Fulton, Cortland, and Binghamton. 67 right here in Syracuse, but Ithaca, the one topping out at 68. Let's take a look at our 5-day outlook now. It is absolutely pristine. Is this heaven? No. In fact, it's central New York. Just a few clouds tomorrow, high of 72, low 45. The same thing on Sunday, and it's only going to go up from there. Monday, very similar as well. It's just going to get better and better and better, and then you see heaven. That's what it's going to be on Wednesday, a high of 79, low of 54. So enjoy this while you can, and be sure to be smart with finals week as well. Maybe want to study outside. It's just a train of thought. But let's move into our wake-up weather now. When you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be about 67 degrees. So it's going to be hitting the 70s tomorrow as well. But the real question here is, what's a library? Don't go into a library and study for finals, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you get outside, enjoy the sun while you can, because it is going to be pristine. That's all I got for my Friday weather report. I'm going to have an outlook on what Capital One Field is going to be like for Syracuse men's lacrosse this Saturday. But for now, guys, I'll kick it back over to you.
We've got postseason rivalry lacrosse for both SU teams. Then a look into the latest on the Chase Scanlan situation on the men's side. And finally, an old friend has found an NFL home when we come back.
Maybe he's really focused.
Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. I'm Chris Sachi with sports. We begin with one of the toughest teams in the country. Third-seeded SU women's Lax is still standing tall after season-ending injuries to two of their best players in Emily Harris-Chalk and Megan Carney. 53 goals between the two of them, but now they move on. Head coach Gary Gate and company continue to fight, awaiting a Sunday matinee with Loyola, Maryland. The Orange defeated the Greyhounds 18-6 to open the season, and face-off is set for 1 p.m. inside the Carrier Dome, the first step in the quest for the program's first ever title. And on the men's side, an emotional roller coaster season just might be one game away from coming to an end against an old, bitter rival. 12th-seeded Orange and 5th-seeded Georgetown tomorrow at 7:30 at night. It's about 6:20, and Georgetown still, you get the rest. The Orange's 7-5 record is actually far from what many thought they would finish this season, but a strong schedule helped them get into this NCAA tournament. Stephen Rafis, Tucker Dordovich, and Drake Porter lead the way as the team looks to advance and overcome what's been an emotional season. I talked about what's going on this year. Star attackman last week, Chase Scanlan was arrested and charged for misdemeanor and criminal mischief after having a physical altercation with a woman. Over the last few weeks, fans, students, and teammates alike have adamantly expressed their disapproval towards Scanlan's actions. Citrus TV News reporter John Perik has more on the story.
Entering the year, many Syracuse lacrosse fans believe Chase Scanlan might lead them to a 12th national championship. But today, students have voiced their disapproval towards Scanlan's recent actions.
What he did was absolutely unacceptable in my opinion, and he's brought a lot of shame to this campus.
Chase Scanlan should be kicked off the team, and the university should be ashamed that it took them this long to do it.
As a female, I'm actually very scared that someone on my campus is capable of domestic abuse.
Students have not been the only ones vocal about the Scanlan situation. Last week, SU men's lacrosse players joined forces with the One Love Foundation, a nonprofit organization committed to educating young people about healthy relationships. Members of the team posted this picture on their social media platforms, which states, "When I play this sport, I now play to raise awareness and show support for all victims of domestic violence and abuse." The players' actions have not gone unnoticed. Katie Hood, the CEO of the One Love Foundation, says she believes the team should be commended for their response.
What I loved about their statement is it wasn't coming from a place where they acted like they were perfect. They were committing to learn. They were committing to dedicate their season to this work and raising awareness. And so, yeah, I commend them for that. I think that friends and teammates have a really important job to do when it comes to sort of saying, wait, something happened here and we need to address it and not just move on.
For Citrus TV.
Great insight, John. Thank you. Now we move to the Diamond, where the Red Hot Mets are taking on the defending American League champions tonight at 7:10. Star free agent and trade acquisition Francisco Lindor is finally hitting. The four-time All-Star is on a 6-game hitting streak, but he does face the tough Tyler Glasnow tonight, and his double-play partner Jeff McNeil will return to action after missing Wednesday's game against the Orioles. Speaking of those Orioles, the Bombers come in winners of 4 out of 5, trying to stay hot as well against those Birds. And although what may be a greater concern for the Yankees is a COVID outbreak within the team. 7 coaches and star shortstop Gleyber Torres have all tested positive, all of them fully vaccinated people. So although this hasn't made an impact on tonight's scheduled game, the Yankees will turn to Corey Kluber, who defeated Baltimore back in late April. And let's finish strong with some good news. Former SU star quarterback Eric Dungy has cracked an NFL roster. Dungy signed with the Cincinnati Bengals earlier today. SU fans will forever adore the QB from Oregon. He led the team to a 10-win season back in 2018 and a bowl victory. And who can forget his scissor kick against Miami? That's all for sports. We'll be right back with a final farewell for our Citrus TV seniors.
Dad, they
took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Wrapping things up on News Live at 6 with your weather outlook down at College Park tomorrow. Our very own Chris Sachi had you covered with the sports walk, but I got you covered on the weather side. Around face-off at 7:30 will be 66 degrees, and the sun's going to set around the second quarter, and no such thing as wet conditions in sight. Well, that's going to conclude my final Friday weather report of the semester. Guys, for one final time, I'll kick it back over to you.
Thanks, Trey. And before we leave you for the final time this academic year, let's take a moment to reflect. Ricky Sayer is here in studio to shed some light on a dark year. Ricky?
Yeah, let's talk about this past year. At this point, you know what I'll say next. A year like no other, one of pain, fear, and worst of all, isolation. Let's go back to that first week of classes last fall. That quad party you just saw made so many anxious. One student we spoke with didn't even think we would make it a week. Well, outside of a few days in late fall, we've been here. So many expectations exceeded. Think of the performances. Choirs, bands, theater companies, all performing in person. But more than anything, we've figured out a way to still be social. For so many, that's what college is all about. Take it from one freshman who says this was still the best year of her life.
I was really nervous that it was just going to be a very lonely thing, but I ended up meeting some of the most phenomenal people I've ever met. I've been surrounded by the most driven and ambitious people that I've really ever seen in my life, and I think that this year, honestly, it taught me more good than bad overall.
More good than bad. It's something to chew on. Carmella, Michael, we thank you for all the hard work you put in these past 4 years. We'll let you have the final words.
Thanks so much, Ricky.
Yeah, absolutely, Ricky. Thank you very much. You know, it's been such a strange year, and it's such a strange year to be a senior at Syracuse. But nonetheless, it's been a nice time. It's been a great 4 years here at Citrus TV. Taking a look at all of our wonderful seniors. Of course, Erin Lyons, our executive producer, one of those people. You know, without all of her hard work, the show couldn't happen. And it's been a pleasure, guys.
Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. Taking a look, this is Talking Points, which Michael Furnari is on regularly, home ground for him. And also Erin Lyons, again, our executive producer. It's kind of crazy to think about where we've started and where we've come from. And yeah, this is my first time ever being on air in my entire life, I believe. And I was a little scared, but through the guidance of people here, it's been really awesome.
Yeah, it's been great. I could use a little more hair product in this video here. I think it's a little dry. But these are the things you learn over the 4 years. You know, I've learned how to read, and of course, I've learned how to do my hair a little bit better, which is nice. Now we want to go and take a look with our other seniors here, Ricky Sayer and Chris Sachi. Ricky.
Well, you know, I'm not graduating this semester, but I'm still so thankful for all the work that you guys have done to help me in that same way. Chris?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have two professionals at the desk that set the tone for what the station is. It's college television at its finest, and it's really helped us grow and have a great future forward here as well at Citrus TV.
Absolutely. So, for the final time this semester,
we're going to be saying goodbye. That's all the time we have for Live at 6 tonight. For the latest, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Citrus TV News. I'm Michael Furnari.
And I'm Carmella Boykin. Have a great night and great next semester, Syracuse.